Good morning, guys. It is Friday, which means it is time for another weekend vlog. I don't know if I'm going to do these every weekend, but I'm just going with the flow and I felt like doing it. So I got up at 4 this morning, drank my coffee. I had the Poppin' Bottle vanilla with some almond milk, and I ran out of almond milk at the very end, so I used a little bit of soy milk, ice, liquid stevia, that fun stuff. And I just got done packing my daughter's lunch for today. Found some sumos at Sam's yesterday, so I packed her some sumos. Of course, I peeled it because, heaven forbid, I send her any fruit that needs peeled because she won't eat it. Let me think. There was a storm yesterday. There was like tornado warning, whatever's. My son's school is out of power this morning, so he's on a 2-hour delay. My daughter doesn't have anything going on, so I'm going to have to take her to school and then come back and take him to school, maybe, if they have power yet or not. So it's going to be a really fun, hectic morning for me. But if he doesn't go to school, that's fine. They usually do like an e-learning thing or whatever. But yeah, this weekend prep should be pretty minimal. It should be a pretty chill weekend for me. I say that, but let's be honest. When do I ever have a chill weekend? But I have got leftovers from last week from my prep. So basically I'm just going to be topping up stuff. So like I ran out of grains last night. Farro was what I made. So I'm going to be making some more grains this morning. I'm going to be making some kamut this time. I'm going to make it in the Instant Pot because I did not soak it last night. Normally, if you want to make it, you should soak it overnight, but you can do it in the Instant Pot without having to soak it. Just like beans, really. You don't have to soak your beans if you're using an Instant Pot, but yeah, this morning should be interesting. So I'm going to go get my daughter up and ready. Guys, I am back home. My daughter is now in school. My son had school canceled because of the power outage. I did stop at Meijer and get a couple of things that I missed yesterday. First of all, I got a Monster because it's Friday and your girl needs the caffeine. I got some Just Egg, 2 cartons of them because my son wants me to prep him some breakfast sandwiches for the week. I got some of these biscuits too. I've got some English muffins and some biscuits. I bought English muffins yesterday. I got some almond milk because I was out. I got these for a fun treat for the kiddos. Ugh, I can show it to you. They're Capri Sun limited edition Moon Punch with glow-in-the-dark moon phases. I thought that they would like that. I don't get them stuff like that often, but figured they would like it. And we got some more cheese, the Violife, 2 of these because they were 2 for $4, and these are like my favorite little soda. And then I got a Booch because I'm out of Booch, and I saw this one, Vital C, which I've never seen. So we're going to give that one a go. I got the biscuits, and I've got these greased into little muffin cups because I have to make all of these into egg patties. And this is my little hack I use when I'm doing Just Egg. Usually for myself, I just use tofu. But when I'm making something for someone who is not a vegan and they like egg more so than I would, I use Just Egg. Gives a similar vibe. I would shred up some spinach and put in here, but my son will not eat it if I do that. He is very much like, if he sees the green, he's not going to eat it. Like, this is the kid where he ate 1 piece of spinach one time and said, "Are you proud of me, Mom?" So yeah, about to throw these in the oven since it's preheated. I threw these in the air fryer. I'm going to crack some salt and pepper on them and air fry them for about 8 to 10 minutes at like 400. And I'm going to divvy these out. I'm going to try to use both. Just because I want my son, I want these to be pretty filling for him because these are like prep for his breakfast for school. And I'm also going to air fry up these after these ones are done. These ones are for the biscuits. There's 8. And these ones are for the English muffins. There's 6. These are much bigger. They're jumbo. And these ones are like the perfect biscuit size. So, and while I'm cooking my son's breakfast prep, I'm going to get my kamut started in the Instant Pot. So, like I said, if you don't soak it, you're going to want to use an Instant Pot. basically it's like a 1-to-3 ratio. I'm going to do like, I'm going to rinse it first, obviously. I'm going to do a cup, I think. Just a cup. I know it seems wasteful to get the Instant Pot out for that, but it will expand a lot. I'm going to use a cup of Kamut and like 2.5 to 3 cups of water. I'm actually going to use chicken broth or no chicken bouillon. I've got 2 generous teaspoons in here, and I'm going to mix that in with it. Alrighty. And in it goes. Maybe. Alright, and it's about, I used 2.5, 2 3/4. It was a generous 2.5 cups of water mixed with the bouillon paste, the 2 teaspoons. Now we're gonna cook it up. My son's sausage patties are done, so I'm gonna take these out and put in the Impossible ones. Alright guys, I've never seen this before, but this had 9 patties in it. What? That's okay. The extra patty, I'll just cut it up and put it in my fava bean tofu scramble that I have in the fridge. That'll be fine. I was just shocked. I'm like, wait, am I not counting right? No, there's 9 patties. Lucky, lucky me. And we're gonna air fry this at 400 for 8 minutes. I did cook the jumbo for 10. I need to whip up a little bit more dressing for my grain bowls. Like I needed a little bit more grains, and I'm gonna be using the last of my dressing today. Now I am at a hummus, and it was a hummus tahini lemon dressing. So I'm just gonna make my tahini dressing. I also have a little bit of tofu ricotta left that I made. I'm just gonna put it in the dressing. It really won't do much for it. Just give it a little bit more protein, a little bit more bulk. And that's what I want. It's a nice way to use up leftover stuff like that, is just putting it in a dressing. So here's the tahini. I'm gonna be adding capers, garlic. I'll probably add about 2 to 3 garlic cloves and a whole lemon, at least a whole lemon. And salt, because since I'm not using hummus, I gotta add salt and pepper. All right, and these biscuits are done. I prefer to make my own homemade biscuits when I'm eating these myself, but like I said, my son, he wants it to be like fast food. You know what I mean? He's only 13, so I get it. But yeah, these from Annie's, is it Annie's, I think? They're really good. I also like the Immaculate ones. But yeah, these are like the flaky biscuits. So I'm going to prep him up some sandwiches. We're just waiting on the Just Eggs and the rest of the sausages to finish. I am going to start, as soon as I'm done making my dressing, toasting up the English muffins. And of course buttering them, because you know, if it's going to be fast food, you got to go all the way. Alright, I put in that tofu ricotta and then 1/4 cup of tahini. And I squeeze the juice out of that lemon. It was probably about 1/4 cup of lemon juice altogether. And a tablespoon of capers. I'm going to chop that up, and we're adding a tablespoon of the brine. All right, and then we're going to add that to the jar. We're going to add 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to microplane that in. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 1/2 tablespoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/2 tablespoon of dried dill. I know that seems like a lot. This is a lot more advanced than my normal tahini dressing, but I really want it to shine because it is the flavor bomb that goes on my grain bowls. So I use it to massage my kale with. I'm gonna go ahead and add some water and thin this out. And I added 3 to 4 tablespoons of water here. I would err on the side of 1/4 cup because it will thicken as it sits in the fridge. And we're going to give it a taste test. So, it's good. I might have added a little bit too much salt, but that's okay because I'm going to add a little bit of sweetener. I'm going to add some sugar-free maple syrup to this. I'll probably just start with 1 tablespoon and then taste it and then add another one if I need it. All right, I ended up adding 2 tablespoons of sugar-free maple syrup, and it is perfect. It's like the perfect balance of salty, sweet, tangy. It's really good. So that is going to be the dressing that I use after my hummus dressing is gone. All right, I've got all the sausage patties over here ready to go, minus one that I'm going to cut up and put in my scramble. And the Just Eggs look like they're ready. Whoa, steamy. So we're going to pull those out. So I usually use about a half a piece of vegan cheese because my son doesn't really like vegan cheese that much. But I'll show you guys how I assemble these. So to get these out, you literally just use a rubber spatula and go around the outside, and they come out super easy. All right, so I buttered one of these. And I have the egg patty in my hand, and I kind of put it upside down so the bigger part, the top of the egg muffin situation, goes on the bottom. Just like so. And I put a half a slice of cheese on the top, and then a sausage patty, and then you smush it down. Just kind of squeeze it until it flattens out. Just look at those babies. Tell me that doesn't look like a fast food sandwich. I'm going to finish doing these, and then I'll do the biscuits, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end if my son hasn't already smelled it and comes down to eat it. And here they are. My son has already come down and taken one of each. I literally just said, if my son doesn't come down and steal some of these first, and he grabbed one of each, and he's warming them up right now, so that's really, really funny. But yeah, this is his breakfast prep for the week done. It is subsequently breakfast time. Finally, it is like 10:20 right now. So I am having some of my fava bean tofu scramble that I made last weekend on top of sourdough bread, topped with some sriracha and some everything bagel seasoning. I'm having a few slices of sumo that was left over from when I packed my daughter's lunch and I could not fit it in. My vitamins, because health. And then I'm also going to have a protein shake. I just haven't decided which protein powder I'm going to try today. Hey guys. So I just got done with my workout. So kinda. So I prepped my son's food this morning. I made the kamut. I still haven't checked on it. I checked on it and it was done, quote unquote, but I wanted it to be a little bit more tender. So I put it back to pressure cook on high for 10 more minutes, and I'll do a natural release again, and that should get it to where I want it. After that, I did, you saw me make the dressing. I went and edited a video that I shot, a sourdough video. And then I went and did some workout, did some weights and some squats and stuff like that. And then I went and edited more video. Then I did some dishes. And then I went on a half-hour walk. And now it's time for me to shower. I'm not going to wash my hair yet because I only wash my hair once a week, usually on Sunday. And I just washed it Monday and it's Friday. So I'm going to wait to wash my hair. My hair still feels good. Doesn't feel greasy or anything. So does it smell? No, it doesn't smell either. Okay, good. I'm about to shower, wash my body, change my clothes, get ready. I'm going to go eat lunch after that because it is lunchtime. Since my son didn't have school today, I'm not going to be taking my lunch with me to eat in the car while I wait for him. So I'm going to eat it before I go get my daughter. Yeah, and that's pretty much it so far. There is still some more prep I want to do today. I need to break up some super firm tofu that I had frozen and thawed, and I want to make a yogurt marinade for it. Basically, I'm going to turn it into butter tofu. So, yeah, so I got to do that, and then I'm going to freeze it. I had to research it because I'm like, can you freeze yogurt? I mean, I know you can freeze yogurt, but can you freeze like stuff marinating in yogurt? And yes, you can. It will change the texture slightly, but I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just concerned about the flavor. I want to make sure that it still kicks, you know what I mean? And then I'll have to check and see what else I have to do. I am going to be making a chia seed parfait, like a tropical chia seed parfait for quote unquote breakfast or quote unquote dessert next week. But I probably won't do that till Sunday, just to see how much of my fava bean tofu scramble I have left. Also, I'm not sure. I think I've got like 2 servings of tempeh left for my Asian style salad. So of the tempeh itself. So I'll be finishing that off within the next couple of days. And then I was like, well, what am I going to do after that? And I had an idea because if I have red cabbage and green cabbage and carrots left, I might get some smoked tofu out of my freezer and do like some summer rolls and make like a spicy peanut sauce to dip it in or something. And then for my dinner, I still should have plenty of bootable stuff left. If I start running low on my tofu for that, which I think I still have 4 servings of tofu, so it should be okay. But if I start running low on that, I do have fava bean tofu to use up. But I also was thinking I could crumble that fava bean tofu up, and I have like some leftover Asian style sauce that I made in the fridge, and I could crumble up the fava bean tofu with that and make like lettuce wraps, which sounds really good too. But yeah, those are just some ideas that I got. Thought I would share. Now it's time for my shower. All right, so I didn't eat lunch. I am waiting in the parking lot to pick up my daughter, and I figured it would be a fun time to do a little taste test. So I have these vegan jerkies that I've been meaning to try. I used to really like the Beyond jerky, but I can't find it anywhere anymore. So we're gonna do a little taste test today. Start with the Bee Leaf plant-based jerky in original. It smells really good. And there's the texture of it. It's sweet, a little peppery, smoky. The texture is good. It's soft, but not too soft. It has some tear to it. Next one we're gonna try is the Pleather Ginger Sesame. All right, so this one feels way different. And look at that texture. It feels a lot harder. Yep. That's definitely a tougher kind of jerky. The flavor I could take or leave on this one. I'm not a huge fan. It does have a little kick at the end though. A nice little spicy kick. But initially, it doesn't have a lot going on. Next one we're going to try is the Louisville Jerky Co. This is the Smoky Carolina Barbecue Jerky. So this one is super weird looking. It literally looks like a soy curl. Yeah, it looks like a soy curl. It smells really acidic. At first it is rather acidic. It does have a sweet finish though, like barbecue. Mustardy. That's the word I'm looking for. Like, I like the flavor better than the other one, but this one's a bit too soft. The other one was a bit too tough, and this one's a bit too soft. Not least, we're doing the Noble Jerky marinated, seasoned, sweet barbecue. Interesting. All right, and there is my last jerky. Interesting. I know it's supposed to be barbecue, but it just kind of tastes ketchup-y. I don't like ketchup. Maybe not ketchup-y as much as it tastes kind of like tomato paste. Texture is good. It's like where I want it to be. Yeah. So, all in all, I think the Bee Leaf one, the original, was the best tasting. and the best texture-wise. The Noble Jerky, really good texture. The sweet barbecue flavor is weird, don't like it. The pleather, the texture is okay, a little bit too hard. Don't like the ginger sesame flavor except for the finish. It's a little spicy, which I like. I wish that all of these were spicy. And then the Louisville Jerky Co., it was way too soft. I mean, it tastes good. The taste was good. It was just a little too soft for me. Like I said, it's like a soy curl. But yeah, that does it for the little mini taste test. We are back home, and now I'm looking at the kamut, and it looks perfect. So I'm going to drain off that excess water. Oh yeah, perfect. I'm going to drain the excess water and then put this away. So I'm going through my prep from last week to what I have to work with. So I got 2 salads here. So I could eat this. I could eat one of these today or save it for Saturday, Sunday. It doesn't really matter. But I have 2 of those left. I still have probably 3 to 4 cups left of my shredded veggies left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some summer rolls with some rice paper. I actually took out a block of my smoked tofu out of the freezer, and I'm defrosting it in the microwave right now. And I'm going to slice it up and heat it up in a pan. And, you know, just to give it a little bit of extra oomph. Or I could air fry it. That would work too. And then I'm going to make a few summer rolls. I don't know how many it'll make. I'm hoping that it makes enough to, like, feed me for 4 meals. Yes, because there's like 4 servings of the tofu. So yeah, if I cut 1 block of tofu, or one of the 2, because it's like 2 small blocks together, if I cut half of it up for 1 meal, half of it up for another meal, or it could just be 2 meals, depending. But I'm thinking with how much veg I have left and how big my rice rolls, my rice paper wraps are, that it should give me 2 to 3 meals. Hopefully 4 though, because then that will get me through most of the week. So yeah, I got these right here. They're not super big. So I'm thinking 2, if I fill them really good, it should give me like 2 per meal. And then obviously I'll make a spicy peanut sauce for dipping. So that should do me good, I think, for 4 meals. Should, but we'll check it as we go. Separated out my leftovers from this week. I have 2 of the Asian salads left, and that is perfect because that's Saturday, Sunday right there. And then I can use the rest of the shredded cabbage and carrots and stuff with the smoked tofu to make 4 meals of summer rolls, if I can make it into 4 meals. And then I got these, the grain bowls, the Buddha bowls that I made. I have 6 of those, so that's perfect. That's 1 for Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So 4 summer rolls, 4 Buddha bowls. And then I have 3 jars, and these are 2-cup jars of tofu scramble, and it's a cup of tofu scramble for a meal for me. So that's 6 meals, which is perfect because that is Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Crazy. Now, I don't think the summer rolls are going to be thick because, you know, I have a good amount of shredded cabbage and stuff, but 4 meals worth is pushing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair that with I'm going to make a spicy peanut sauce to dip it in. It is going to be with PB2, so it is going to be lower in calories. But I'm also going to make a chia seed pudding with, like, a tropical chia seed pudding with mango and pineapple on top and toasted coconut chips. So that should be good. Smoked tofu has been thawed. I'm going to slice it up in a way to where I can make it the 4 that I need it to be. So I'm thinking 2 summer rolls per meal. And then I'm not going to put anything on them. I'm just going to air fry them for a little bit. Just for a little bit. I'm not even going to, like, put oil or anything on them. Boom, perfect. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 meals. Yes. All right, now we're going to start prepping up these summer rolls. So, I don't know, you guys probably have already seen how to do this. So we get some water. Make sure it's clean, filtered water. We're going to let that soak in there for a minute to get soft. All right, and when it's just a little bit more flimsy, we're going to put it on a plate. And we're going to add our ingredients. Now, these are going to be pretty skimpy summer rolls. That's why I'm making 2 per. And then we're just going to roll it in one side at a time. And then we pinch in this side and do the opposite on this side. And then we just roll it up. This one is very loose. I didn't wrap it very tight, but the first one's always really ugly. All right, and this is what they look like. Now I just got to make the spicy peanut sauce to go with it. It is dinner time, and I decided I was going to get some Chipotle. I really wanted gingers, but I mean, Chipotle is good. And I got a kombucha. Good morning, guys. After I ate my Chipotle last night, I just crashed out. Yesterday was a bit of a weird day. But I'm going to continue on where I left off today. So what I was doing last night, I need to prep the chia seed parfait still with the mango and pineapple. I need to get the tofu marinating to make butter tofu, and that's going to go in the freezer for another day. And then I am making some spice mixes. So basically what I do is I don't buy spice mixes unless it's like something different that I've never seen before and I want to try it. I usually make my own, like I make my own curry powder, my own garam masala, stuff like that. So I'm doing that right now, and then I'm going to have my morning caffeine. Waiting on that to bake, we're going to start on our chia seed parfaits. So first we're going to turn this yogurt into our protein yogurt. I'm going to dump both of these into this bowl, and I'm going to actually use the Dole Whip protein powder this time. I normally use a vanilla, but we're going to add 1 scoop of protein powder per yogurt. I actually think I'm going to add 4 scoops altogether, so 2 scoops per container, because this is pretty thin. So I think it'll be good if I do 4 scoops altogether. All right, I'm just going to whisk this together with a whisk. And there it is. Look at that. Yummy. All right, I went ahead and put that in another bowl, and I'm going to start making the actual chia seed mixture. Adding 4 cups of almond milk to the bowl. You can use whatever plant milk you'd like. I just am trying to keep the calories a little bit lower. Add a full cup of chia seeds right to the milk. Now normally I would say go ahead and add some sweetener, maybe some vanilla extract, but since I'm going to be mixing this with the yogurt, I'm not going to add any of that. Now we're going to whisk this all together. Now we're going to let this set for 10 minutes and then whisk it again. 10 minutes is up. See how it's already gelling? Whisk it again. All right, and we have unclumped the chia seeds the best we can. Now we're going to add in all of that yogurt and mix it all together. Now just look at that. Now we're going to put these in individual containers and let this rest in the fridge overnight, and then we will add our fruit on top. Just look at all of these bad boys. But yeah, I've got a bowl of cut up pineapple and mango here that will be dispersed for all of these. I'm going to start on the marinade for the butter tofu. So I'm making quite a large batch. So I have 5 blocks of super firm tofu that I have previously frozen and thawed. And I'm going to tear them into chunks, and I'm going to put them in this Ziploc bag. And in this bowl, I'm going to make my yogurt marinade. Having a Nixie because your girl it is 11:20 and I still have not caffeinated, so I'm drinking a Nixie. Tofu, that is. This is 5 blocks of super firm tofu, frozen and then thawed and then torn into chunks. Now I'm going to put my yogurt marinade on it, kind of wiggle it around, get it all covered, and then we're going to freeze this until I'm ready to make butter chicken. Butter tofu, my bad. And there she is. Oh, she's a big boy. Trying to get all marinated. I'm going to shake it up a little bit more and then pop her in the freezer. Just got done making my seasoning blends. I do this whenever I'm running low or run out. I make my own like harissa, garam masala, curry powder, jerk seasoning. I make my own taco seasoning, my own tofu scramble seasoning. But now that that's done and it's almost noon, I think it's time to eat something. I am going to have my normal breakfast, but first I want to taste test this deliciousness. So I'm going to cut off a piece. I'm so excited to try this. It looks like pizza. Mmm. Wow. This is so good. Mmm. I don't think I've ever had anything like this. Family time for breakfast, and we're having my fava bean tofu scramble on a slice of sourdough bread with some sriracha and everything but the bagel seasoning. It is now, well, it's lunchtime. It's actually after lunchtime. It's 3:30, and we're having a small Asian salad with my Makoto dressing and my tempeh. And I'm going to have another slice of this because it's so freaking delicious. A sweet treat, a sumo. The last meal of the day, we're having our grain bowl with some kale on top. Can't see everything in there, but there's tofu, kamut, sweet potato, carrots, and cauliflower. So last night, I moved into the breezeway because it's so noisy out there. Last night, I did all of the laundry, got all the dishes done, got most of my prep done except for what I was going to do today, which is just those two things I said. I was going to buy some more kale and wash that and have that in the fridge, but I'm not quite sure if I'm going to need it yet. So I'm going to wait and see if I actually do need it. Gosh, this thing is not staying on very well. I did have a Monster this morning. I would have had a matcha, but I just was like, I woke up, got myself around and said, I'm just going to go get this done and go, because otherwise I'm not going to want to go to the store. But today is going to be a very chill, relaxed day for me. I'm going to try to relax and take it easy. Tomorrow, I'm going to go get my car maintenance done. So I'll probably do like a little vlog onto this video. It'll be a whole weekend vlog. Or maybe I'll just make a what I eat in a day when I'm out and about or something. Show you guys what that's like maybe. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out together. It is breakfast time. We're having our fava bean tofu scramble again on sourdough with sriracha and everything but the bagel seasoning. I know it's probably boring to see the same meal again, but these are just, it's perfect for me. Like, it's the perfect amount of macros. It's satisfying, but it's not too heavy. This is like 300 calories right here, but it's also got a lot of protein. It's like 20 grams of protein for this. It tastes good and it just works. As per usual, we're going to be taking our vitamins. So we're getting ready to make our peanut dipping sauce for the summer rolls this week. And I have some leftover Makoto dressing from my salads. So we're actually going to do a little quick, easy hack. And we're going to use this with PB2 and maybe some lime juice to make our dressing or dip. It should be really, really good. I wanted to measure out how much I've got. So I've got 3/4 a cup of dressing here. Unfortunately, this is not going to be big enough to mix in, so we're going to put it in my big measuring cup. So I'm going to have, I need to have 4 servings of this peanut dressing. So I'm going to use 2 servings of this, so 4 tablespoons or 1/4 a cup, and then we'll mix that in with there and see what we're working with. All right, I added 1/4 a cup, and I want it to be still thicker, so I'm going to add another 1/4 a cup. So basically for 4 servings, I use 3/4 cups of the dressing and 1/2 cup of PB2. And now it is slightly too thick. I need it to be just a little bit drippier. So we're going to add the juice of a lime. All right, so I actually added the juice of 2 limes to get it to be the consistency that I want. And that is so good. That is such a good way to use leftover Makoto dressing. It's gingery, it's limey, it's peanut buttery. The only thing I'm missing is a little bit of spice. So we're gonna get some sriracha. 2 tablespoons of sriracha, and it is perfect. It's got all of the things I want. Beautiful. And that ended up being almost 1.5 cups of dip, of sauce, of what have you. It's time for lunch, and I'm finishing off my Asian salad with tempeh. All right, and dinner, we're having our grain bowl with kale, sweet potato, carrot, cauliflower, tofu, kamut. And then for dessert, we're having some dark chocolate crispy rice sticks.